Our coverage of the 1989 U.S. Gymnastics Challenge continues now. The women have completed 1 rotation, the men have completed 2. Let's take a look first at the standings for the women. After vaulting, Brandy Johnson leads Karen Tierney 9.925 to 9.650. Again, these are cumulative totals. On the men's side now, they have already competed on 2 apparatus of 6. Lance Ringnald leads Jeff Lutz 19.15. Jeff Lutz, of course, had a fall on the pommel bars. That's why his score reflects a 17.2. Now we are on the still rings apparatus. Lance Ringnald against Jeff Lutz. Lance Ringnald will be up first. At the Junior Pacific Alliance, he tied for 3rd on this event. That was in Colorado Springs in 1988.
Lance is a very strong competitor. He's good on vaulting. He's great on high bar. He's great on floor. If there's one area where Lance needs improvement, and he knows it, it's here on the rings. He's trying to beef up some of his strength work and his control. He opened up with a beautiful mount. Back kip around across. There's some good swing, but see, he needs to fight those handstands. He has to hold a good solid body line. You can see he can swing like anything. And he can hold the cross, but the rings are swinging a little bit. He's not quite in the kind of control, but once again, he can do everything in the book, this guy. Huh? Right here's a move called a hollow back. He needs to continue up and hold that nice and tight. You can see he's struggling just a little bit to squeeze out the handstand position. He can do all the tricks. It's just a little polish on rings, and he'll be incredible there.
Lance Ringnald, appropriately named, doing so well in the still rings this day. Now, there's an interesting situation here. He has a black background and a black ceiling. That must be hard to get your bearings.
Yeah, he told me it was a little hard to spot some of the skills, especially the dismounts. He does some good work on those double whippets or gutsugis. It was invented by, not gutsugis, Yamawakis. There's a lot of funny names in gymnastics.
God bless you, you know.
That's a move called a Delchev or a Creason. It was invented by 2 guys at the same time, so nobody knows exactly what to call it. This is his dismount, a giant over the top to a layout double. He really is incredible when he's airborne because he has tremendous air sense, like a cat.
And the score he received for that routine is 9.65. And now the man who can afford to make no more mistakes is Jeff Lutz. All he can do at this point is try to hit cleanly and hope that Lance Ringnald maybe doesn't hit his vault or something and can get back into the competition. He's down by almost 2 full points at this juncture.
Let's watch this exercise and try and point out some of the requirements. There's one of the requirements, a strength move right off the bat. He did a kip to an L, L-cross pull out to a plunge. There's some really great strength moves. Back to an L and a hollow back press to a handstand. That's a requirement. You have to go to a handstand once from a press or a strength move and once from a swing, as he did there. A giant swing to a handstand. There's a full twisting, tuck double back, really nice, clean dismount. He had good strength early on. He didn't have as much swing as we saw from Lance Ringnald, and the judges want to see a complete exercise that has good strength elements as well as several really good swing elements. He could have used more swing elements in this routine. There's the front giant, good lock arm position as he catches it in handstand.
I felt he kept the rings a little steadier.
Yeah, he was a little bit more in control. Of course, he wasn't doing as many swinging skills where you can really get in trouble. His dismount was excellent, a full twisting, tuck double back.
Good point. We wait now for the score for Jeff Lutz.
Score is now being posted for Jeff Lutz.
He received a 9.60. 9.60. Again, just comparing it head-to-head with the still ring performance of Lance Ringnald. It was 9.65 for Ringnald, 9.60 for Lutz. Let's go back over to the women now. You are looking at Karen Tierney. She is getting ready to mount the uneven parallel bars. Karen is 15 years old. From Decatur, Georgia.
Straddle over to the high bar. She casts right to handstand. There's a giant, little bent arm problem. To a reverse hack, a good release move. That's one of the requirements for the girls. They have to do a release move that's a B value or better. The moves, of course, are A, B, C, and D. Right back up to handstand on the bar, the top bar. Giant over the top, a little short, but she nails the landing on the tuck double. She had some problem with form, some bent arms in the Giants, not as explosive as you'll see from Brandy Johnson, who's up next.
How much does it hurt her to have such an arched back on some of her Giant swings?
Well, in terms of overall impression, of course, the judges see that there are little form deductions, there's a loose body line, and of course those take away from the overall presentation and impression that the exercise gives. This is the Giant here. So you can see a little arch, a little bend. She needs to be a little cleaner there, but it's a good tuck double back, and she does a nice job fighting the landing and not taking a step.
There you see her uneven parallel bar score is 9.60, setting the stage now for Brandy Johnson to try to better that mark. In the single elimination format, at the end of the all-around competition for the women, that's 4 apparatus, and for the men, it is 6. The gymnast with the best all-around total will survive to compete in what we call round number 2. The idea, of course, is to win it all.
Now watch the power in this routine. Look at how quick she goes to the handstand. Tremendously high reverse hect, right to a front, to a cross change grip. See, she's very tight and very explosive, and that polish and that good, strong, powerful line is very impressive to the judges. Giant half-half, another Giant to a really high tuck double. What a start.
That's good contrast when she dismounted, performed with a little bit more explosiveness the second time around. Now, on that release move, she looked a little close to me.
She was a little close, but you'll see there's a reason for that. This first move is just off the ceiling. She casts right up to a really rock-solid handstand. Look at the tap and the tremendous height as she sails backward over the bar in a move called a reverse hect or a Tkachev. Then inside there, she does a straddle front. You have to be close because you don't have a tremendous amount of swing, and the low bar's in your way, so you can't get too far away from the bar in order to make the regrasp. But look at the Giant, really good form, and she's so powerful, she just skies this tuck double back.
And the score for Brandy Johnson on the uneven parallel bars, 9.825. She continues her domination of Tierney, who received a 9.6 for the same apparatus. We'll be back.